Good evening, everybody. Mirza here. Today, I want to talk about basics of trading slash investing. Yes, there is a difference, and today I'm not going to talk about the differences. Many of you know already what the difference is, and today I want to talk about even more basic, and that is a right mental model, mindset, attitude, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. And you probably been thinking, what do I mean by that? It is very simple. What do I mean by that? When you do the trading, you do investing. There are gains and there are losses. And when losses happen, not everybody is happy to take those losses. So some people even take those losses extremely seriously. They start having panic attacks. They go deep into depression, things like that kind of nature. So if you are one of those people, instead of asking question how much money somebody has to have in order to become a successful trader, you better off thinking or evolving that side of yourself. Start with there's one way that you can start or evolve into that kind of area, which in other words, in simplistic kind of a manner, it is called experience. But what I'm trying to say is that if you really do not like taking a lot of risk or losses, you start from the amount that you could be okay if you lose. Let's say $5,000, invest in something and see how do you feel. If you're still having panic attack, decrease the amount. If you feel okay and you probably gain some kind of value onto the amount that you invested, and then you feel like investing more, increase little by little. And what I would say, in other words, is that increase or take the risk as you learn. A lot of people do not understand how exactly the whole financial market works, and the economic factor basically influence in taking those kind of positions that we normally take, whether they are bearish or the bullish. And they are extremely happy when their positions becomes all of a sudden extremely more valuable than they basically invested. And they also go deep into the depression when there is a loss or their position declines to the level which is not very much kind of tolerant to those kind of people's natural inclination towards money or losses. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is that this is something that you can evolve. You can help yourself evolving. You have to go through some kind of introspection from the very beginning. And once you see that you are evolving and you're learning more, once we learn something more, understand better, we basically, instead of taking a little step, we take a big step forward. And that's what I am talking about. And instead of taking bigger risk from the beginning and asking how much money somebody has to have in order to become a successful trader, ask those questions first. How much money you are okay if you lose? And regardless, okay, let me go deep into that kind of question. When people ask how much money somebody has to have, what they mean by that mostly is that many of those people do not like their current jobs for some reason, and the only thing they are attached or they're working at those kind of job places or do that kind of a monotonous jobs is just because it enables them to pay or to go on with their lives, food, putting the grocery on the table and paying the rent, etc., etc., taking care of the babies, all of those necessities. I don't have to talk about it. Everybody knows that. So what I'm saying is that there is no kind of binary situation, and many of those people whom I know and ask that kind of question, they always think in a binary kind of aspect of it. They want to quit the job, and all of a sudden, when they want to invest, let's say $100,000, $200,000, it really doesn't matter. They want to make as much money as they were making, from their previous jobs, since they quit already and doing the trading on permanent or full-time kind of basis. And they forget about it when they do the job. There is a constant or consistent kind of cash inflow, without any kind of risk. It's just because they know already what they're doing. They evolve into that area. And once they do the trading, they probably make much more money than they were making previously, or they probably lose all of the money. I mean, this is something kind of very obvious when you get into that kind of a thing. So if you think that you should be quitting your job and investing $200,000, $300, whatever, and all of a sudden you think or you look back and kind of start comparing, and the days that you start losing money, you do not make money at all, you compensate the next day, and once you start doing that kind of thing, you become more aggressive, and aggressiveness is something derails you in a way that it basically puts something in your mind that tells you that you have to do something, and when you have to do something, you are not seeing the opportunity correctly, you get into the wrong position, and that's how you start losing money. This is something that you have to be very careful. If you have that kind of the aspect of yourself which is not very much evolved into that area, you have to work on that side instead of asking that big bullet question. So I'm gonna leave it here. Hopefully you will like it, and if there is any question, shoot it, write down on the comment box below, and I'll try to shoot another video, or simply write my kind of take on that particular question that you might ask. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.